I am delighted to say we're joined by this man.
John McGinn, our heart and soul.
Oh, Rose has lost it, and it's bundled in by John McGinn, and that could be the goal to send Aston Villa back to the Premier League.
Villa go forward and have an opportunity and score, and John McGinn has given Aston Villa the lead. Tottenham caught napping.
McGinn tries a drive. Oh my goodness! McGinn's done it again with his left foot. A low skimming drive in off the far post.
Someone who's going to get in there with the tackles. He's aggressive. He scores goals. He gets assists. And his game's really come on under Unai Emery.
Uses his body well, Gab. He reminds me of Dalglish. Sticks his backside and he doesn't let players get close to the ball.
It's Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0, and as they call him round here, Super John McGinn is on target with another goal.
John McGinn, our heart and soul.
Yeah, and Super John McGinn has joined us now, preparing to lead Aston Villa into the Champions League. John, morning.
Morning, John.
Morning. I found out about this because people were texting me on the way saying you're on talkSPORT. Yeah. But the media team hadn't told me, so I was eating my eggs and I found that I was doing the interview. So
gotcha.
Brilliant. Well,
how many eggs?
As a nutritionist watching. No, poached eggs on white toast because no matter how healthy I'm trying to be, I can't eat brown toast.
I'm with you, mate.
White toast kind of guy.
Brilliant. Have you managed to get a break during the course of the summer after the World Cup?
I did. The manager's really good for time off. He realised after a long season, a disappointing Euros, I needed the time off. So.
Euros, World Cup.
So I got a few weeks, which every player got, no matter what time we left the tournament. It was the same for Ollie, Ezri, John Duran and Emi Martinez. So it was a well-needed break, mentally and physically finished. So back now, refreshed and ready to go.
We've just seen, and just speaking with Unai just for 5 minutes, John, how intense he is, and he's talking about the new season, and there's like a fire in his belly, Jeff, isn't there? Every time he speaks to you. Driven. Is he like that in there all the time?
Oh, aye. Every single day. It's brilliant. His enthusiasm, his determination to succeed. And I think what brings the fire out in him is when things go against you. It'd be easy for us to go and spend all the money in the world, but we can't do that this year or next year. Or however, I don't know the rules, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
So it makes the job a little bit more difficult. We can't build on what we've achieved as easily. But that's a challenge for him, and he's excited by it, and we're excited by how hungry he is for it. So, like I said, I did get a good bit of time off, but you need it because when you're in here, you're working,
full on.
and it is full on. But we wouldn't change it for the world after what's happened in the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, what a year! European Championship finals. Okay, it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to be, but nevertheless, European Championship finals, and now the Champions League. Brilliant.
It's mad. Obviously, the change. Andy will know from this building wasn't here a few years ago. The growth of the club it is a bit crazy sometimes to realise how far we've come over a few years, and the fact I'm still part of it is nuts. So last season was probably one of my favourites in professional football. We had massive lows. We probably were favourites to win the European tournament we were in. That didn't go to plan. We could have done a little bit better in the cup competitions. But we secured top 4 football, which was our primary aim, and it probably wasn't our aim at the start of the season. Probably the manager's aim. But as the season carried on,
what did you expect then?
I don't know. I just wanted to get better than 7th. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if that was me being a bit pessimistic, but I thought let's just try and build on 7th. You watch teams try and play in Europe and then compete in the Premier League, and it's tough. But we managed to do it somehow with all the injuries that we had. Somehow managed to kind of crawl over the line in the end. But this year we've built a squad that will probably be a little bit more robust, more competition for places, and hopefully a little bit more rotation.
Obviously, John, you can genuinely challenge for the League Cup, for the FA Cup. Of course you will. Do you think you're in a position now to genuinely challenge for the Premier League title and even go to deep into the Champions League?
Hopefully. You see, even years ago when Tottenham's domestic form wasn't at its finest, they managed to get to the final.
Very true.
So anything can happen in the Champions League. But I think we're just going to try and build on what we achieved last season. We had so much success. It was a massive jump for us, but we had games where we could certainly improve. We had a chance to go top of the league against Sheffield United just about Christmas time. There was certain opportunities like that, Nottingham Forest away, where we didn't really build on it. So there's moments like that we can try and kick on. I mean, Man City and Arsenal are playing at a level which, of course, we're aspiring to get close to and keep on their toes, but we've got to be realistic, ambitious at the same time. Don't get me wrong, I'd absolutely love to be challenging for those places, but like the manager said last season, after game week 32 we can discuss what race we're in, and hopefully it is that one at the end of the season.
Yeah. In terms of Champions League, where would you love to play that you haven't played at before?
On the Bernabeu.
Yeah.
I would say Real Madrid or Barca, but obviously Barca aren't playing at the Nou Camp at the minute, but the Bernabeu, obviously, is the one everyone wants to play at. So I was watching Rangers last night, hoping we would play at either Celtic Park or Ibrox this season, but it wasn't to be. So it'll be exciting for all of us. A lot of the players in that dressing room have played in the Champions League football, but for players like me, Ollie, Esri, it's really exciting, and we can't wait.
Yeah. You mentioned Ollie. Were you cheering his goal in the semi-final for England?
I did. It was strange, actually. I was in Ibiza town, and you know how rowdy that can get. So there was a Dutch area, and there was a big, massive English area, and I was just trying to hide. I've got one of those faces, so I was kind of wandering a bit. And then, do you know what? I was a wee bit like, I was watching the game, but I wasn't really. And then England got the goal disallowed, and I thought, right, to be perfectly honest, I thought, right, good. And then Ollie scored, and it was the strangest feeling ever.
Yeah.
It was, do you know what way? I was just delighted for him.
Of course.
You could see with his face how much it meant to him, and I just pictured myself in that same scenario. So for how hard he's worked, how far he's come,
yeah,
and to know how much that would mean to him, I was delighted for him. And
I feel there's a butt coming on.
No, there was no but. I was genuinely delighted that he was part of such a big moment.
Big moment.
But then I was glad he wasn't playing in the final, so that I didn't have to support him.
Brilliant. I'm glad you were having a nice, relaxing time. Ibiza town.
That's a relaxing part of Ibiza. You can have any kind of holiday. The holidays I used to go on were San Antonio.
Oh right, that was wild. Yeah, that was
wild. But
yeah.
Ibiza town's a little bit more civilised and a bit more cultured.
Yeah,
look, right.
Fantastic. I know one day you said you'd quite like to be a sports reporter. I'm not going to put you in the position of having to commentate on a goal. I'm not.
No.
But you are welcome on talkSPORT absolutely any time, John. Look, really appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning.
Great stuff, John. Thank you.
Back to your eggs.
No, I finished them. No, anymore. I go straight to my back.
What sort of a day is it today out there? What are you going to be doing today?
No, it was actually, see when you get promoted to the Premier League,
yeah.
I used to love the fact that FIFA and EA Sports scan your head and you've got the walkout. But see when you go for your 6th season, you think, oh, this is the worst day of the year. So we've got
you've got the pictures today.
We've got the pictures and the walkout, and you need to cheer at the cat. That's it. Yeah. So it ends up a long day, but it's all good.
Brilliant. Look, John, enjoy today if you can. Enjoy the season, though, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in today. John McGinn, absolutely brilliant to see him today. And I just want to say thanks to everybody at Aston Villa for being so hospitable.
They've been great,
They've been
Jeff,
so welcoming. You can't help but wish them well during the course of the season. I'm sure Birmingham City fans are shouting at their radio right now. But
a big season ahead for Villa. And everyone, as you say, has been great. It's been lovely being here today.
It certainly has.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.